All right, guys. Today I want to talk to you about wood boilers. I've got three Portage and Maine wood boilers here. This one here is mine. It's the 3444 wood boiler, and when it says the model numbers, that's the size of your firebox. So this one has a 34-inch wide by 44-inch long firebox. This one, from the difference between these and all other ones, just the fit and finish and overall design of these, I think, are superior to all other wood boilers. From the front, you can tell that this has got a double door, a storm door. It looks way nicer than just your boiler door. This is another level of insulation. It's an insulated door, kind of acts like a storm door. Then you got your regular boiler door. It's got your blowback, anti-blowback device there. Fully adjustable. If you start getting a leak or something around your high-grade silicone seal, then you can adjust that out of it. This is a fully insulated boiler door with stainless steel on the inside. It's got your 3/4 inch shaker grate in there, North American steel. You can see these operate by just moving your handle back and forth. Shake those ashes down into your ash box. But the biggest thing on these is that dry base. One reason why it's important is because when you surround your firebox with a water jacket, you're sucking that heat out of that fire. This one is kind of like an added, just a heat absorption with that refractory brick. It's going to hold that heat in there. It's going to give you a more efficient burn. What else it does is, since your water jacket doesn't start until you get to the top of that refractory brick, it's going to keep that ashes away from your water jacket. What happens is, even on those 409 stainless models, is ash line corrosion. It gets moisture out of your wood and just holds it there in that ash, and it's going to cause what they call ash line corrosion. That's a big problem in these boilers. This boiler is a two-piece boiler, so if you ever have a problem, you don't have to buy a whole boiler. You can buy just the water jacket. So this is basically the last boiler you would ever need to buy. Also, in this boiler, it blows air, induces air through the bottom and on top, and creates turbulence in here, just circulates. That's going to give that smoke enough time to heat up and ignite. It's going to give you way more fuel to your fire. That's like 90% of your fuel is in your smoke. If you look back here in the very back, there's a water-cooled baffle. I don't know if you can see it. But you can see it in the very back there. It's a water-cooled baffle. That's going to create turbulence also. Just also gives you more surface area for your heat exchanger. All right, moving around to more on the outside. Just the channels that this metal goes in, it totally encapsulates this thing to keep rodents out, keep wasps out and everything. Your other boilers, they just go straight down, and all of these channels in here in this metal where it's bent are all open, where rodents can get in there, get in your insulation, maybe chew on your wires for your blower or whatever. But these, they're all in channel, so there's no way for that kind of stuff to happen. Also too, if you're looking, the smokestack comes out the back, so you get that full length heat exchanger instead of coming out up here in the middle or towards the back somewhere. You're losing that part of your heat exchanger. Plus, anytime you have something going through the roof, I mean, that's plain and simple. You know what's going to happen. There's going to be a leak there. This one comes out the back. It's all siliconed real nice. So it's going to keep water out. Going here to the back, got another nice door. And look how simple all this is. This is not your average wood boiler because it doesn't have all these electronic stuff. These are your aquastats. This is what controls the boiler. This is all off-the-shelf stuff. You can go to your electrical supply store or your, heating and air place, and they'll have stuff like this. This is off-the-shelf stuff. And if you look at this blower here, it's way smaller than your average boiler blower because it's so much more efficient. You don't have to pump air into it to make it more efficient. And you can watch that video with Brian when he compares the Portage and Main against the Heatmaster. Heatmaster's got a big blower door, and it was struggling to keep up. They're adding more fuel, more air, and they still couldn't get their water temperature up. When you're looking at efficiency, it's just plain and simple. You have low exhaust gas temperatures and high water temperatures. That's where you're going to have your efficiency. When you have high exhaust gas temperatures and low water temperatures, then you're struggling to keep up. Your inlet and outlet ports here, you got 4 ports, 2 up here and then 2 at the bottom. This is your damper in here that's all spring loaded. So when that fan kicks on, it opens your damper. There's no actuators in there. There's no kind of electronics that controls that. It's just the fan. This is the back of your stack. This is where you can, check, make sure you don't have excess creosote build up. This up here is your heat exchanger. Another high grade silicone gasket. This is your clean out tool. It's where if creosote gets built up in your heat exchanger, you can clean it out with that. Your exhaust comes up through this side on the left side and comes through your fully cooled heat exchanger. You got water surrounding everything. Even in the middle, in that divider there, you've got water. So it gives you the maximum amount of surface area to get that heat transferred to the water. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're trying to heat that water. Got your safety latch there. Don't forget to do that. Don't try to shut the door with that. But just lift that up. And that's nice too. In the wind, you don't have to worry about this door blowing back and forth. Now down here is your ash box. Got your ashtray. You can use this as a scoop or whatever. You can scoop all the extra ashes that may fall in there. And ashes you can dump, on your garden or just whatever to help your garden out. You can look up on top. It has your water gauge up there. It floats up there and tells you when you need to add water or when it's full. You just have to check that. Okay, this one, like I said, is the 3444. It heats up to 9,000 square feet and with an output of approximately 400,000 BTUs. So that should be more than enough for our needs here. We're going to be heating our barn dominium that's got radiant floor heat. We're also going to put a heat exchanger in the ductwork for, you know, a faster heat. Also for heat upstairs, we don't have radiant floor heat upstairs, but this is after all the research that I've done on boilers, and it was pretty extensive. This is what I've chosen to go with. They're a super good company to work with. Brian up there at Portage, Maine, he will answer all your questions. He's been super helpful with me, whether it's to determine what size tubing I need for my radiant floor heat, or tubing that goes from your boiler to your house, or your heat exchangers, where to get them, just everything to do with hydronic heat or wood boilers or anything like that. Brian is the guy to talk to. He's been super helpful. He's also sent us a couple extra boilers to try to sell, and this one here, it will heat up to 6,000 square feet. It's the 2840. Super nice boiler. It's basically made the same way. You got that exterior storm door, got your regular boiler door, your blowback or back pressure safety latch, fully adjustable. Basically made exactly the same, just a smaller version. This is the smallest one over here that they make. It's a 2534. So like I said, that's the size of the firebox. So 25 inches wide, 34 inches long, with an approximate output of 175,000 BTUs, and heats up to 4,000 square feet. You can probably get a little better view of the water level gauge up here. This is at the add position. It'll float up here to the full position. But hopefully you thought this video was interesting, helpful, and give you a little better look at some of the different size of Portage and Maine boilers. If you have any questions, you can comment on this video. You can send us a message, or you can get online and look up Portage and Maine online, and you can call and talk to Brian. He'll be super helpful. But as you can see on the fit and finish of these, I feel like they're far superior to the other boilers. And try to find a bad review on somebody that's actually had one, especially the ones that have had other boilers. They always say that this is the best. This is the one that you need to go with. Even, you know, I don't want to drop any names on all these other boilers, but I've seen videos with people that have had all the other boilers, and they've always said that this one's more efficient, and that's what it's all about. I mean, we want the maximum amount of heat with the less amount of effort. I mean, we're all busy people. We don't want to be chucking wood in this thing, you know, 3 times a day and having to have that wood on hand. I mean, we're trying to do this to be as efficient and cost effective as possible. So we got to have the most efficient boiler. And I think that these are it, you know, besides those gasifiers. I think this is the most efficient conventional boiler on the market. And it just comes back to designs that make sense, not necessarily to make the most amount of profit, but just to have the best boiler. And I think that's what Brian and Portage and Maine is about. It's just making a good product for people that want to burn wood. I mean, this is not for everybody, but if you like being outdoors and you like to work, do the work to get the wood, and it's a family process, you know, family deal. We teach your kids to work and help, you know, with this wood. Your wife, you know, teach her to do some stuff, and it's just good family time. You know, I've grew up cutting and splitting wood, and I still enjoy it. So, you know, we need to get the kids outside, get the family involved, and this is a good way to be doing that and utilizing your resources. I mean, we have dead trees all the time, and why just push them up in a burn pile and burn them when you could heat, you know, your house, your hot water, your shop, greenhouse, whatever you want to heat with it. It just makes sense. I mean, look at the price of everything going today. I mean, we have to start using our heads and doing things that make sense. And for us and for me, this is what makes sense. And do your research. You know, Portage and Main's not a company that's trying to sell you something. They're telling you to do your research, and that's what I did. And when you do your research, all these things make sense. And I think you'll settle with, you know, Portage and Main also. It's just a lot of good, simple designs that are superior. You know, it's not rocket science, but you know, a lot of thought gone into the way this boiler is made, and that's why it is efficient. And I think I think I'm happy with this. We haven't used it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And we'll give you another update after we use it. Hopefully, we'll be even more pleased with it. So that's all I've got, and y'all have a good day.